Give me some Twist by Korn. That was short and sweet. You know what else is short and sweet? I gotta fucking say these nuts. I have to say it. I have to say these nuts. We have
to keep saying these nuts.
Ninja Sex Party. Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Jeff, and welcome to the Sound Judgement podcast,
where every episode we'll be discussing all of the important musical topics, from reviews to which member of Motley Crue is the most vile.
I'm gonna judge the officials. I'm gonna judge all the judges. It's gonna take you people years to recover from all my opinions. Chris, what do you think of these nuts?
I'm gonna be upfront. I hate the Force These Nuts jokes as their least interesting song title and their worst intro and outro track that they've done. Get Ready to Get Ready, on the other hand, is a great opener.
Okay, yeah. So Ninja Sex. Okay, let's clear the air. Ninja Sex Party have some themes that they keep going back to. One of which is all their albums have an intro and outro, which are vocalist Danny Sexbang speaking softly and seriously and sexually as he tries to seduce you when he introduces the name of the new album, right? And it's just a thing they've done for all their albums, and it's like a running gag, which I think is also partially the theme of this album, is running gags. They are just to, if you're unfamiliar, they are a comedy band that has had running themes throughout all of their albums, like since the first one. The joke of the band is that one is a ninja and the other is some sort of Jewish sex god. His words, not mine, kind of. Yes. Kind of. Yeah, it's because it's true. Jesus. Dan Avidan is a beautiful man.
You wait till you see how I set up the last review. I got it ready.
Oh, okay. Jesus. All right, I'm worried now. Okay.
Cut that right this time down.
So the song actually, or the album actually begins with a song called Get Ready, in parentheses, to Get Ready. And this is, so a handful of years ago, Ninja Sex Party, it used to just be keyboards and vocals, drum machine, keyboards, vocals. It's just two guys. They grabbed a hold of this pretty funky band called TWRP, Twerp, Tupperware Remix Party. And these guys are just like a phenomenal funk and rock backing band. So they've now dug into just doing these like awesome straight ahead rock and roll goofy songs. And Get Ready to Get Ready is one of them. Like, this is a song that, like, they are about to rock,
but like later.
But it also might be the dumbest song you've ever heard.
Yeah, they are one of those things where they are like a comedy rock band, but I don't want to say the focus has shifted from the comedy to the rock, but it kind of has at the same time.
Well, I mean, they're still a comedy band, but they now do mostly rock music, especially because that's what they're available to do now with a full band. Yeah, so Get Ready to Get Ready. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it in particular, but it is a great opener. It is a great rock song. But then as soon as you start listening to it, you realize just how kind of silly it is, right? It's not laugh out loud funny, but it's like the sun is shining, the windows are down, and you're blasting this goofy song, right?
And you're blasting what sounds like an 80s rock song, because that's what they sound like now. And then you get, we're almost about to rock. We're gonna make you scream eventually. Just wait and see. Now get ready to be ready to get ready.
Exactly. Right? So you're cruising on the highway, and your windows are down in your car because you own a car. Like the next track, I own a car.
I hope you did transitions for every track.
No, which is 100%. This is now, because I mentioned this in a previous episode where I need to make a playlist of just classic rock songs about cars. 100% this is on that playlist.
Shock.
It is a classic rock song about cars, but it's not Highway Star. It's a dude talking about the fact that he technically owns a car, right? 4 wheels, 1 key. I must be truly blessed. Get a load of these pedals that I can push with my feet. There's an AM radio that kicks you right in the ass. It's so unbearably dumb, and I love it so much.
And you know, Jeff, you could get a hybrid car. Let's save the Earth.
You could get a hybrid car and save the Earth, like the next track, which is Let's Save the Earth, which is one of the other running gags that Ninja Sex Party does, where there's a song that very, very strongly feels like it's about to be serious and sentimental in some way.
Bait and switch.
But then, and then they do the bait and switch and twist. So this is a song about how we can all get together and we can recycle and reuse, and the forests will grow anew, the oceans will gleam their crystal blue.
Yeah, but really, he just wants to reuse.
And when our work is done... Oh, I was gonna like actually just like read the end of this verse here. What did you just say?
I said, but in reality, he just wants to reuse your mom.
I hate you. Yeah, so it's Jesus. So it's literally, the forest will grow anew, the oceans will gleam their crystal blue, and when our work is done, there's only one question I have for you: is your mom single? It's a beautiful song about saving the earth and making the world a better place for future generations, but every chorus just comes back to this total off, like out of nowhere, is your mom single? Is your mom free tonight? Which is, again, that's a thing they've done before. They have a song called Why I Cry from quite a few years ago, which is a song that basically says, I hear you only date nice guys. Let me tell you how sweet and sensitive I am. I'm going to give you a list of all the of all the sentimental sweet things that make me cry. And then the chorus turns into, and then after sex, I'll cry. And even before sex, I'll cry. And during sex, I'll cry. Look how sensitive I am. Right? You got the bait and switch. Another recurring theme of Ninja Sex Party is like party dance songs, which again, they've been doing this since their debut. They have songs that basically amount to like, let's all dance until you're tired of dancing or whatever. In this case, it very literally is dance till you stop. It's a song about a guy going to an awesome party and he wants to be literally anywhere but this party because he has social anxiety.
I was actually, I don't know, kind of not expecting that to be the joke, and I was pleasantly surprised. I don't know why I just expected it to be like, I think they've done it before, where it's just like about being tired or something.
I thought it was gonna be something like that, but the fact that it's Dance Till You Stop and it's actually a song about wanting to leave a party, is hysterical. This is probably my favorite song on the album, aside from a certain other one. God, it's so good. I will say I have one complaint here. Is it features Tom Cardy? I don't know if do you know who Tom Cardy is?
Not at all.
He's another comedy singer. He has a really big song called Red Flags. I highly recommend you. It's a couple minutes long. Highly recommend you give it a listen sometime. It's a song about going on a date with a woman, and then he notices that she has certain red flags, as we use that phrase now. It's worth listening. He's really, really funny, writes some really interesting music. Like, compositionally, it's a little bizarre. Yeah. It has some moments that kind of like take me a moment to like, oh, didn't realize that's where he was going with this. It's a great time. Awesome song. Highly recommend it. I don't think they utilized him in this song as much as they could have.
Is he the guy at the party?
Yes, he's the other guy at the party who wants nothing to be with at the party. I really wish they gave him like a full verse or something, because he's genuinely really funny.
It's one of those things where it sounds like they brought in like a guest spot to read a couple lines. Yeah,
and it's, again, that's all he did, but I was hoping he was going to have like a verse, because he's really good.
I had no expectations to be disappointed, so.
It was great. So, moving on. And again, this is the album of, like, Ninja Sex Party just, like, playing... I don't want to say it's repetitive, because it really doesn't feel repetitive. It's all, like,
a lot of callbacks.
But it's a lot of callbacks, too, or it's a lot of stylistic things. So the next song is called My Pet Python. It is 36 seconds long, and it's really more of a skit, which they also frequently do. Their albums frequently have a track or two that's just like this, like, 30-second little
it's just
skit
like
about a thing happening.
Puppies in space, puppies in space. They can't survive.
Yeah, that's like, what, a 20-second song.
Yeah.
It sounds big and epic until they can't survive, right? That's it.
Yeah.
Or they have a song previously that's Ninja Brian goes to soccer practice, and it's like, okay, Ninja Brian, go and have fun. I'll be right here whenever practice is over. And then you hear like 5 seconds of explosions and gunshots and stuff coming back. And then you hear him go, oh, you're back. You made it a full 8 seconds or whatever the bit is. I don't remember exactly how it goes. My Pet Python, I'm not going to tell the whole story here, but it's another one of their little skits.
If you look at the name, you'll probably get a good idea.
You get the point. It's about owning a pet python.
Speaking of callbacks,
Death metal.
Death metal, a lovely sequel to dubstep
Or cookies.
or cookies.
So this is a joke. They've played this same. It's a different joke with the same punchline. And the joke basically is that the band Ninja Sex Party doesn't understand what heavy metal music is. So the running joke
or other genres.
The running joke is they're being told they need to write something heavy. And they don't know how, so they don't. So they think they are, though. In this case, the song even references that it kind of sounds like Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
It's like ukuleles and it's summer beach music, but it's all a song about how hardcore death metal the song is. It's a Jimmy Buffett song about death metal. And that's a great joke.
This is my favorite execution of it that they've done.
Yes.
I love lay back in the sand and drift slowly away and renounce your god's existence at the seafood buffet. I love some of the lines in this.
So it has some great lines, which is, again, I feel like it's the same punchline, but it is a new joke. And I think they're telling these jokes better than they ever have. I really do think the talent and the creativity has just gone up. And I feel like this album is the album of callbacks to, like, they're taking their old jokes and going, we can do that better. Let's do that. Let's do that again.
Can I give you, I'll give you my spoiler at the end of how I kind of feel about this album. I think that the sort of like dick and sex jokes have kind of run their course.
Yes.
And I think my favorite stuff that they're doing now are the other jokes. The to get readies and the dance to you stops and the death metals.
I never thought the sex jokes were nearly as funny.
I think they worked better when they were a younger band and they were doing songs like Objects of Desire and If I Were Gay and stuff like that.
Well, in all fairness, they were also like in their, like 20s, late 20s. And, Danny's the younger of the two and he's 40. Is he 40, 42?
Yeah.
Early 40s. So I think they just don't really make a whole lot of sense anymore. They do just feel a little odd. And it just also has never been my style of humor. Whereas songs like death metal, the joke is that he's singing all these like lyrics about how death metal they are, and it's just obviously like inappropriate sounding. It's just kind of silly fun, right?
You know how much me and your brother used to listen to like NSP in the car and stuff. And he hasn't done it much lately. And death metal is, I think, the only song from this album I've been like, hold on, you got to hear this before we go.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
And I said to him, like, not that you won't enjoy the rest of the album. You'll probably enjoy it just as much as you have their last couple, which he also says were like maybe a little hit or miss for him more than the early stuff. I didn't listen to the last one. I don't know.
Oh,
I missed it. Yeah,
you just like completely missed The Prophecy.
I saw it came out, and I just like I don't know why. I looked at the track list and I was like, no, this sounds especially funny.
No, missed out.
It probably is. I'll go back and check it out based on this one. But
as with most of their stuff, it has a handful of highlight tracks and then other ones that are hit and miss. I cannot tell you enough how much you need to listen to It's Bedtime and I Don't Know What We're Talking About. Okay. I Don't Know What We're Talking About is one of my favorite NSP songs in their catalog.
Okay.
But back to these nuts. I hate it so much. So now the second half of the album, we are getting into more some of the blatant sex humor, which just isn't really my thing. I don't care about the song Nut Heat. I don't care about the song Dig Ol' Bick as much. I get the joke, it's just not really my thing. Or, of course, The Boner of Peace, Part 3 of the Boner Trilogy. Really not my style of humor. This album peaks at the one that you referenced already, Christopher.
Last time we listened to a power metal album by Sonata Arctica, but you know who I think wrote the best power metal song of the year is Judas Priest. But right after that is Ninja Sex Party.
They sure did. with Galaxy Hamster.
What a
Galaxy
fucking
Hamster
bop.
this is straight up a power metal song about a kid imagining his pet hamster is like some kind of intergalactic superhero. It's just, first off, it's a great song. Like, if you change the words to something, I mean, let's face it, it's power metal, it's going to be campy and stupid. But if you made it less blatantly trying to be funny and just did typical power metal, this is still a really good song.
Hilariously on another album where they don't understand metal.
Right, yeah, exactly. But then the fact that it's Galaxy Hamster is just really funny. This is my kind of humor a lot more right here, man.
Right.
I love this song.
I would say Galaxy Hamster and Death Metal and Dance Till You Stop and Get Ready to Get Ready are the 4 that I'm going to keep going back to on this album.
I'm going to take those 4, and I'm also going to take I Own a Car. I will take those. I will take those 5. I probably won't go back to a lot of the other ones on here, and that's totally fine. Those 5 are really, really fun, great songs. And on a 15-track album, I guess 2 of them are intro and outro, so that really doesn't matter.
13.
So 5 out of 13. You know what? I'm going to take 5 out of 13 being like really good songs. That's a fun time, man. But also, that's what I expect from them. As I said before, they don't have a single album that I will listen to the entire way through. A lot of their humor isn't up my alley. Right. But when they're on, they are on.
Absolutely.
Every one of their albums has a handful of songs that is just like, this is incredible. Like, this is my favorite thing I've heard in a long time. If I take 3 to 5 songs off each album, you have a really, really solid, fun, goofy band here. Ninja Sex Party, always, always, always a great time. These Nuts is the worst album name they have, so I will be deducting 1 star for the These Nuts joke, but I am giving this a 3 out of 5.
I guess I'm gonna have to admit that I like These Nuts.